Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mr.Adebanjo. I want to welcome you to this video. In this video we are still going to be discussing statistics. In our previous video we started with the statistics, and I told you that we are going to be dealing with all the aspects of statistics that a student needs to know when it comes to passing examination. So, and there are two aspects of statistics that a student are meant to know. Then the part of data presentation or representation, and the part of analyzing data. So students need to know how to present data, or how to use the statistical tools for showing data or presenting data, and they should know how to use the statistical tools also to analyze data. And in that video I promise you that we are going to probably talk about the statistical tools for showing data or representing data, so, or presenting data rather. So, and we have already started with one of the tools for presenting data, which is a bar chart. We talked about bar chart in our previous video, which I believe that you have watched that video, and I know that you are blessed already. So, but if you have not checked the video, please go back to the previous video, and the video is in the playlist of this current video. So if you check the playlist, you will see the video I made on a bar chart before you come to pie chart. So in this video we are going to be discussing again another statistical tools for presenting data, another statistical tool for data presentation, which is a pie chart. So in this video we are going to be discussing pie charts, and pie chart is another tool for data presentation. We use it to present data or data representation. So we are going to be discussing extensively on a pie chart. And before we talk about pie chart, let's see what we are going to be discussing in this video. So we are going to be telling you the definition of pie chart. From there we talk about the requirement that are needed for drawing pie chart. We're going to be talking about how to use a protractor, and we're going to be telling you how to calculate sectorial angles. Now we are going to be drawing pie charts with a lot of examples on pie chart. I'm going to be drawing a lot of pie charts in this video, so as to help you know how to draw pie chart. Now also we're going to be solving past questions that are related to pie charts, be it WAEC, NECO, JAMB. Then for international students, GCSE past question also will be treated as well. So I'm going to be treating past question on this examination. Excuse me. Then after that we're going to be interpreting already the prepared pie chart, because sometimes you may be given a pie chart that has been prepared or drawn already, and they want you to use it to solve other areas of questions. So we are going to be interpreting already prepared pie chart as well in this video. But before we get it started, if you are here to subscribe to our channel, please click the subscribe button on the channel right away, so as to help us improve our channel and also help us improve this video. And we are appealing to you that please, once you come across this video, please don't keep this video to yourself. Please share it on all your social media platforms and the groups that you belong to, because there are a lot of students out there who are not aware of our platform, and they are desperately in need of this kind of resource materials to help them prepare for the examination that they will be writing very soon. So please share this video, please don't keep it to yourself. And without too much of our time, please let's dive into pie chart proper. Alright, pie chart is what we want to talk about. This another statistical tools for presenting data. In previous video we discussed bar chart, how to draw bar chart, and how to interpret bar chart as well. And I know that that video really blessed a lot of students, and I believe that this video also is going to bless a lot of students out there who are desperately in need of this kind of resource material. So what is pie chart? What is pie chart? That's the question. A pie chart is a circular diagram in which each sector of the circle represents a given frequency expressed in degrees. So that is to say, a pie chart is in a circular form. So it's in form of a circle where the circle is divided into different sectors. So, and this sector comes to be by changing the frequency of each item given or each data given into sectorial angles. So we are going to be changing the value of frequency of any data given to us. Before we can present this into before we can draw a pie chart, we need to first of all change those the values of the frequency of the data given to us into sectorial angles, into something like a sector, before we'll be able to draw a pie chart. It is also a statistical tool for data representation, like a bar chart that I have discussed before. So we discussed bar charts as one of the tools for data representation. So also is pie chart. So we are going to be drawing pie chart as well in this video, and also pie chart is done with the aid of protractor to mark out the various angles. So we'll need a protractor to draw pie chart and some other mathematical instruments. So as you are going to be seeing pie chart, is going to be in a circular form, and we are going to be dividing the circular part of the circle into different sector. And the next thing is that what are the requirements needed for drawing pie charts? What do you need to draw pie charts? So we need compass to draw a pie chart, and I believe that you have seen a compass before. If you have not, get a mathematical set, you'll see a compass in it. So we need a compass to draw a pie chart. We need a protractor, which is something like this. I believe you have seen this before. We need a protractor to draw a pie chart. Also we need ruler in order to draw the radius. We need a ruler, and we need pencil and all other necessary writing material like eraser, and so as to erase any part of the diagram that you don't want. And so these are majorly the things that we need for drawing pie chart. Then also, how do we use protractor? The major instrument that will be used in this drawing pie chart is the called protractor. This is the diagram we are seeing on the screen right now. So this is the protractor, and we use it to measure angle in pie chart. So we use the protractor to measure angles, and we want to see the brief how to use this protractor briefly. As you can see that this protractor represents like a semicircle, like a half of the circle, because the angle is labeled from 0 to 180 clockwise and anti-clockwise. So now you can read the angle from 0 in anti-clockwise way, from 0 to 180, or from 0 to 180 clockwise. So any way you want to do it, you can always reuse the read the protractor. The angle is in 10 intervals, from 0 to 10 to 20 and so on. So, and you can see that we have small lines at the edge of the the protractor. These lines are in fives. So that is between 0 and this long line, you have 5 lines there, and between this long line and the next long line, we have another 5. So from here to here is 10. So that means each line represents one unit. So that means from here to here will give us 10. So you have 10 lines there. From here to here is 20. You have another 10 lines there, and so on. So this will enable us to read any angle that we are able to form in our sectorial angle. So we are going to be using this protractor to read the angle, or to mark the angles on our pie chart, as we're going to be seeing shortly. Then how do we change the frequency of the data given to us to sectorial angle? Because that's the most important part of a pie chart. You need to convert the value of the item given to us into sectorial angle. And how do we do that? We have a formula for finding sectorial angle, which you need to know offhand. To find sectorial angle, So that is to convert the frequency or the value of the item given to you. You need to convert it to a sectorial angle. You need to use this formula, and the formula says that sectorial angle you are trying to find is equals to the value of the item divided by the sum of all the values of the items given multiplied by 360. So with this formula you can find sectorial angles, convert frequency to sectorial angle, then convert you can also use this formula to solve or to interpret already prepared pie charts like we are going to be seeing in this video. So make sure that you remember this formula and or you understand it. It's not about knowing it, but you must understand what this formula says, as we're going to be seeing shortly. Now for the first question you're going to be solving, we have that the table given gives information about the holiday destination of 18 students in a class. So we are having 18 students in a class, so this data represent the way they spend their holiday. So that means some students went to France, some went to Wales, some went to England, and the number that went to France were 3, Wales 4, and England 11. So we have to draw an accurate pie chart to show this information. So we can see that this frequency represents the number of students that went to each of these country. 3 went to France, Wales 4, and England 11. So the total number of students we have here will be addition of all this frequency, and we are told that there are 18 number. If you add it together, it's going to give us 18. So then the next, what you need to add to this frequency table to be able to draw a pie chart is the sectorial angle. So we need to add to this table to be able to draw the pie chart sectorial angle. We need to convert this frequency to sectorial angles. So, and I told you this formula before, that I will use this formula to change frequency to sectorial angle, and we are going to be using this formula as we are going to be doing it shortly. Now before we use this formula to find the sectorial angle, so we need to add all the frequencies together. That gives us the sum of all the values for these countries. So we need to sum the frequencies together. That gives us 18. Then, having gotten the total number of frequencies to be 18, that's the same thing as the sum of all the values. Then we need to write the sectorial angle here, so as to be able to find sectorial angle. So we need to convert each frequency here to sector, or sectorial angle rather. Then how do we do that? For the first one, the value of the item, the value of the France here is 3. So that means you have 3 over 18 multiplied by 360. So to get the angle for France, so we have 3 over 18 times 360. So 18 can go in 360, that gives us 20. 20 times 3 give us 60. So that means 60 degrees is the sectorial angle for France. So that means you'll be having 60 here. Then for the next one, which is Wales, you'll be having the same formula as well. We have 4, which is the value of the Wales, over total sum of all the value, which is 18. Then that gives us 4 over 18 times 360 as well. 18 can go in 360, that gives us 20 times 4, that gives us 80 degrees. That gives us 80 degrees here. Then for the last one also, then we'll be having 11 divided by 18 times 360. That should give us this for England. Then that should give us 20 times 11, that gives us 220 degrees. So these are the sectorial angles for each of these frequency. We have been able to convert them to a sectorial angle. And another thing I wanted to tell you, most especially when it comes to WAEC exam, after finding the sectorial angle, they expect you to sum this together and make sure that you get 360 degrees, which is what you're having here. So make sure you write it there. If you don't write it there, you lose 1 mark. So make sure you sum this together and you write it that is equal to 360 degrees in the table place. If not, you lose 1 mark there. Then having done this, then the next thing for us is to draw the pie chart, and this is where the compass is needed now, and the protractor. So what do you use compass to do? Fasten your pencil in your compass and make sure you tie it very well. The compass is used to draw circle, so use your compass to draw a circle. Make sure that the circle is not too big and it's not too small. It is a medium, or it's not too big and not too small. Then use your compass to draw the circle. The pin of the compass will tell you the center of the circle. So that's why it is advisable to use compass, not any other thing, to draw the circle when you're drawing a pie chart, because the pin of the compass will tell you the middle of the circle. So I will draw my circle. This is my own circle now. Then what do you do to draw? What do you do next? Then after drawing this circle, at the middle of the center of the circle, take your ruler and your pencil and draw a radius. Draw a radius, that is a line from the center of the circle to the circumference. So draw a radius to the circle, in the circle, with your pencil and your ruler. Don't use your hand, a free hand. Use a ruler so that it will be straight. So use your ruler and the pencil to draw a radius. So like myself now, I've drawn this radius now, as you can see. So that means this is the center of the circle now. Now at this junction now, this is, you now start measuring your angle one after the other, and that is the work of a protractor. So now let's go back again. So I will, after drawing my radius, then you take your protractor and make sure that your protractor, you place it in such a way that okay, let's see now. Place your protractor such a way that you can see that this black line, this straight line, this black straight line, make sure that that black straight line is on the radius you have drawn. That black line, that's this black line shows the origin of the angle, that is starting from 0, because I'm going to read it like this, from 0 anti-clockwise now. So make sure that that black line on your protractor is directly on the radius you have drawn in that circle. So that shows that your angle is starting from 0 here. Then what do you do? For the first angle is 60 degrees. So you start reading your angle from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So this is 60 here. Then take your pencil and make a dot at the circumference here. Take your pencil and make a dot. So I've made my own dot. This is the dot here now. Then I can now remove this I can now remove this this protractor. Then I'll draw a straight line there. So when I remove the protractor, then I draw a straight line. So like this now, we have seen that we have been able to draw the first sector. As you can see, you have drawn the first sector, and from here now, this sector represents this angle 60 degrees. Then I will take my compass and make an angle here. Then that angle will represent 60 degrees, and I will now label it France, as you can see. So that represents the first sector in that pie chart. Then the next one is Wales. Then what do we do again? This line now, this radius will serve as your origin again now. This one will serve as your origin. What do you do? Take your compass, your protractor again, and place your protractor on this radius like this. As you can see, place your protractor on the radius now. So this radius is now serving as your origin now, and make sure that that black line on the protractor is on that radius, so that it will be on the origin 0. Then if you have done that, then you can now start reading your angle, which is 80. This is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 to 80. So this is 80 here. Then at the front of it, you can make a dot. So I've made a dot here to represent my 80. Then I will remove my protractor. Then I remove my protractor. Then I will draw a straight line from the center to the line that I've made here. Then that will represent the sector for Wales, which is I will make the angle there, which is 80 degrees, and then label it Wales. Then the last one also, which is England. So since this is the last one, I don't need to measure that one again, because I know that if I've done the first two very well, then the last one should be perfect as well. I don't need to measure it, because this angle here is more than 180, because total angle here is 180. So I can just mark this whole sector for the last one to represent the 220 degrees, which is for England. So this pie chart now, what you are having here is the pie chart that represents this information. So we are also we are just trying to represent this information here excuse me. So we are just trying to represent this information here on the pie chart, just like we did for bar chart. So let's try to solve another question, and let's see what you're going to get, so as to get us familiarized with what we are doing. So we are having another information here that says that there are 4 types of trees planted in New Park. So type of tree, we have ash, beech, we have oak, willow, and the number planters are these. So we have to complete the pie chart for the information in the table. So we have to prepare a pie chart for this information here. So all the first thing to do is that you need to extend this table so as to be able to accommodate your sectorial angle. So, and I will extend this line, I will extend it, then I will write a sectorial angle as the heading. Then you know the formula to find sectorial angle is the value of each of these items, their value divided by the sum of the values we have here, then multiplied by 360. So then to be able to do that, means we need to sum these values together, this frequency, we need to sum it together. So that should give us 120 if you add this together by yourself. Then you can now start converting this number of the planted tree into sectorial angles. That will be 30, which is the value of the item here, divided by the sum of the item, which is 120, times 360. So which is what you're having here. So excuse me, you can see that I imputed my own the calculation on in the table here, which is correct. This is what you are supposed to do. But in the previous question, there is no enough space for me to impute these workings here into the table. That's why I did it here. I slotted, or I imputed the final answer into the table. But normally when you are giving question, this is how it's going to be. So you're now to extend the table and create a section, a column for the sectorial angle, so that I can impute your calculation in the table as well. Then if you simplify this, and that gives us 90 degrees. Then the next one we have 14 over 120 times 360, that gives us 42 degrees. The next one we have 55 over 120 times 360, that gives us 165. The last one is 21, not 30 please, 21 over 120 times 360. I don't know where this typo is coming from. So you do 21 over 360 and over 120 times 360, that should give you the value there. So there's a typographical error here, and when you add all these angles together, it's supposed to give us 360 degrees. Then having gotten that, then please correct this one by yourself. This is 21 over 120 times 360, and that should give you the value of the angle here. Then the next thing is to draw the pie chart by drawing a circle to represent the pie chart. Then the first thing to do is to draw a radius. And how do you draw the circle? Use your compass to draw the circle, and the pin of the compass will tell you the center of the circle. Then from the center now you draw a radius. Draw a radius to start your angle. Draw a radius for the circle. Then you can now bring in your protractor. Then for your protractor, place your protractor in your circle, and make sure that the horizontal part, that black line, not the edge of the protractor, but this black line that goes straight, represent the origin of the angle, which is 0. So make sure that that black line is on your radius. It's on the radius that you have already drawn. Then you can start marking your angle after the other. So you have a 0 to 90. So the angle is going to be 90 here. So make a point at the top here. Then remove your remove your protractor rather. Then use your pencil and your ruler to draw a straight line to the center of the circle. So that gives us something like this, as you can see. So that gives us something like this, and this whole angle here will be 90 degrees, as you have it there, and that will represent hash. Then for the next one now, this new radius that you have drawn will represent the starting point of the angle again. So that means you need to place your protractor on this straight line now, and you now read the next angle, which will be 42 degrees. So what do? I will place my protractor on this new line, and make sure that that black line is on the on the new radius, and then you now read 42 degrees, 0 to 40. This is 40 here. Then the next two lines after 40 will give us 42. 1, 2, that give us 42. So make a point at that point here. Then remove your protractor. Then draw a straight line to represent the radius, and that will give us the new arc. That will give us the new arc here. So that will give us an angle here rather, and that angle will be 42 degrees, and it is labeled beach or beach. So then the next one is a hook, and the angle is 165 degrees. That means this new line now serves as the origin of your angle again. So what do? Place your protractor on this new line again, and make sure that it is the black line is on this radius that you have drawn. So like that. Now I'm going to place you can see I place my protractor on this new radius, and I make sure that that black line on the protractor is on the radius that I've drawn. Then I will now read angle 165 from 0 here to 165. So this is 160. So 165 is at the middle. So this is 160. Then the next 5 line is a 165. So I'm going to make a point here, which is this point here. Then remove your protractor. If you have made your point here, then draw a straight line as the radius. So to that point, then that means that the whole angle from here to here now is 165 degrees, and that will represent the hook, which is then the last one is the willow, and the angle. If you have converted the angle, so the angle for now it is correct now because of the error that we made in the previous where we wrote 30 instead of 21 for this willow of a thing. So the angle is 63. So if you have done all these 4 angles that you have marked very well, then this one should be perfect as well. So you don't need to measure it, but if you want to verify, you can just measure it. Make sure that this protractor now, the origin is now on this straight line, and then you read your angle here, but it's going to be 63 if you have done it very well, and you label it willow. So this is the pie chart for this information that we have done also, and you can see that it's very beautiful. So try it and make sure that you get something like that. So now sometimes also we can be given some question to do without drawing the pie chart. This question is an international question, and we are asked to fill in all the missing spaces in the table. A tub contains 72 counters. So the counters are either red, yellow, pink, blue, or green. Donacher is going to draw a pie chart to represent the colors of the counter. The table below shows the information, so you have to complete the table. So somebody wants to use this table to draw a pie chart, which is they call him Donacher. So and they want us to help the person to complete the table before he draw the pie chart. So we have the colors, we have the number of tub, and the angle, which is the sectorial angle. So but the number of tub are missing, some of the value of the tub are missing, and the sectorial angle as well. So they want us to complete it for the person, which I believe that you can complete for us. So but I want us to do it together, and you should know that this table is highly dependent on the formula for generating sectorial angle. So we need that formula to be able to do all this, whether to find the number of tub or to find sectorial angle. Everything depends on that formula. And don't forget, we have been told that we have 72 counters. So sorry, a tub that we have to be talking. You have given the total number of tub rather, and it's 72. So that means everything here should add up to 72. So we need this formula to be able to do this. So we have the total number of the tub here to be 72. Therefore now let's see, where do we go from here? Now for this yellow, now we know the number of tub there, so we can easily get the sectorial angle for the yellow. So we know the number of tub in yellow, and we can use that to find the sectorial angle. So that will be 11 over 72 multiplied by 360. That will give us the sectorial angle for yellow. So yellow angle, that will be 11 over 72 times 360. That will give us 55. So that means 55 the sectorial angle for yellow. Then for we also know the sectorial angle for green as well, and green is 5. So we can use that to find the sectorial angle for green. We can also use that to find the sectorial angle for green as well, since we know the number of top there. So that will be 5, which is the value, divided by total value, which is 72 times 360. So that gives us 25. So that means sectorial angle for green is 25 as well. Then now that we know all the angles apart from red, so we know that the sum of the angles is supposed to add up to what, 360 degrees. So that means we can use that to find the sectorial angle for red. So we don't need to use formula again. So we know that we have already generated all the angles. Then the only one that's left is red. So you can, and you know that we are supposed to add all these angles are meant to add up to 360 degrees. So what do? You can add all these angles together and then remove it from 360 degrees. So that means the angle for red will be 360 minus 55 minus 95 minus 20 minus 25. That gives us 165 degrees. So that means the sectorial angle for red is 165 degrees. So that is completed. Now the only thing that is left is to tell the number of top for red, for pink, blue. So how do we do that? We need the formula to do that. How? For this red now, we know that sectorial angle is given, which is 165, equals to, we are looking for the value of the item, which is the value here, the frequency. We are looking for it. Then we know the sum of the all the tops, which is 72. So we can use that to find the actual values of frequency of the red. So for red, we'll be having a sectorial angle, which is 165, equals to, let's use x for easy simplification to represent the number of top in red, divided by total number of frequency. That will be 72 times 360. From there we can simplify further. Then what can we do? You can either reduce this by 6 can go here, 6 can go here, or you can just multiply this by x by 360. That gives us 160. Okay, 72 can go in 360. Sorry for that. 72 can go in 360. That gives us 5. Then 5 times s will give us 5x. Then you can divide both by 5. That will give us s to be 33. So that means the number of top for red is 33. Then you can do the same thing to find the number of top for pink as well. So the sectorial angle for pink is 95. So we'll be having 95 is equals to the value of number of top in pink, which is what we are looking for, divided by 72 times 360. So that means you should be having 95 equals to x over 72 times 360. 72 can go in 360. That will give us 5. So you have 5 times x, give us 5x. So 95 equals to 5s. Divide both sides by 5. Then s will be equals to 19. So that the number of top in pink is 19. So then to get the number of top in blue, we don't need to use this formula again, since we already know that if we had all the top together, it's going to give us 72. So why not just remove all these, add all these values together and remove it from 72? That will give us the number of top in blue, which is going to be 4. So that's the complete table the person is going to use to draw the pie chart. So we are not asked to draw the pie chart, they only want us to complete the table. So which is also possible for you to come across in an examination, because this question is an international examination GCSE past question that we have just solved together. So let's see another question that could challenge you. This is the WAEC past question 2008, question number 3, WAEC past question. In the the question said that the table shows how a man spends his income in a month. So this is the budget of a person in a month. The items: house rent, food, house rent, provision, electricity, transportation, and others, and these are the amount is spent. So we want us to represent the information in a pie chart. What percentage of his income is spent on transportation? So the first thing we want to do is to draw the pie chart first, and to draw the pie chart, that means we need sectorial angle. So we need to first of all prepare the sectorial angle by writing that here. Then we can now calculate the sectorial angle by adding all these items together, the amount of the item together, because we are going to do that in the formula, and that gives us 20,000 if you add this together. Then using the formula, we have the value of the item here, which is food, which is 4,500, divided by total amount here, which is 20,000 and 360. That gives us 81 degrees. Next one will be 3,000 divided by 20,000 and 360. That gives us 54 degrees. Next is 2,500 divided by 20,000 multiplied by 360. That gives us 45 degrees. Then 20 divided by 20,000 again multiplied by 360 times 360 give us 36 degrees. Then the next one give us 90 degrees, and then the last one give us 54 degrees. And don't forget to add up all this angle, and it should give you 360 degrees. If you don't do it in WAEC, you lose 1 mark immediately. Make sure you don't forget that. And the pie chart is very common in WAEC examination, so make sure you know this topic very well. Then after doing this, the next thing is to draw our pie chart. Use your compass to draw a circle, and the pin of the circle will tell you the center of the circle. Then take your ruler and a pencil and draw a radius. Draw a radius first, and after drawing a radius, then the ministry of your protractor now begin. So you bring out your protractor, and make sure you place your protractor on this inside this circle, and make sure that the straight line under the straight line under the protractor lies on this radius you have drawn, like this. So that means I'm reading my angle from here like this. That's what I want to do, because my angle starts from 0 here. I want to read this way, and the first one is angle is 81. So 0 to 81, this is 80 here. Then the next line will be 81. So I'll make a point there. So I've made a point. Then I will remove the protractor. Then take my ruler and join this line to the center with a straight line. So I'll be having something like this. This is the point here. Take my ruler and the pencil, draw a straight line. Then that means the angle that will be marked here, that will be 81 degrees, and that stands for food. Then after doing that, this line now starts as the origin of the angle again. So I'll take my protractor and place it on this line as my origin, on this radius as my origin now. So I'll be having something like this. So you can see that the protractor is placed on this straight line, which is the radius. Then I will now read the next angle, which is 54. This is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then the next 4 line after 50 will be 54. Then make a dot at the circumference here. Remove your protractor. Then take your ruler and a pencil and draw a straight line down. So this is my point here. Then take a ruler and draw a what's it called, this radius. Then mark an angle here, and that will give us 54 degrees written, and the label is house rent. The next one is for house provisions, which is angle 45 degrees. What do you do again? This line, this radius now serves as the origin of your angle. Take your protractor and place it on it like this. So place your protractor on the radius like you have drawn like this, and make sure that the radius is on that straight black line. So from there, I'm sure that you are mindful of the center of the circle as well. I didn't say that before. Make sure that the center of your protractor is on the is at the center of the circle as well. Please, I forgot to say that. Make sure that the center of your protractor is also at the center of the circle, so that you get the right thing. Please, I forgot to say that from the beginning. I'm saying it now. Make sure that when you are marking all these angles one after the other, by the time you place your protractor, make sure that the center of your protractor is also at the center of the circle, and the black line of the protractor is on the radius that you are working on. You can now measure your angle, which is next one is 45 degrees. So 10, 20, 30, 40, then 45 should be next 5 lines, which should be around there. So make a point, remove your protractor, then draw a straight line there. That will give us the new sector, and that angle will be 45 degrees, and it's labeled 40 provision. The next one is 36 degrees for electricity. So return your protractor back to this and make sure that you place it very well like this. So place your protractor like this, and make sure that the center of the protractor is at the center of your circle, and also mind the straight line at the straight line of the at the bottom of the protractor, and read your angle 45. This is 0 to 45. This is 40 here. and pardon me, the next one is 36 degrees rather, not 45. This is 0, 10, 20, 30, this 30. The next 6 line is 36. So make a dot at the top, at the circumference here. Remove your protractor, take your ruler and draw it down. Also, you can see the point here we have made. I would just take my ruler and join the center to that point with a straight line and with a ruler rather than a pencil. Then make the angle at the center here and mark it 36 degrees, which represent the electricity. The next one is transportation, which is angle 90 degrees. So my protractor will be placed also back here, and the original will be this radius. So we'll be having something like this. Place my protractor. As you can see now, you can see that it is well placed and the center is minded, and the radius is on the black line, which is the origin. So I'm going to angle 90, which is from 0 to 90. This is 90 here. So that means at the top here I'll make a point here, remove my protractor. Then when I remove it, I can take a ruler and join this point to this point here, and the whole angle here will be a right angle, which is angle 90 degrees. So it's a right angle, and that will represent transportation. So the last one here, which represent the orders, you don't need to measure it. If you like, you can measure, but if you have done every other thing very well, then this should be correct as well. And you mark the angle there, then that should be 54 degrees, which is representing order. So this is the pie chart they want us to draw to represent this information we are having right away. Then the last question there is that we have to find the percentage income spent on transportation. So what is percentage income or is spent on transportation? How do we do that? The amount spent on transportation is 5,000, and the percentage of 20,000, because that's the total amount is spent. So that will be 5,000 divided by the 20,000 that is spent, multiplied by 100. So you'll be having 5,000 divided by 20,000 times 100. That will give us 25%. So that means spend 25% of his income on transportation. So he spent 25% of his income on every month on transportation. So that's the WAEC question for 2008, question number 3, and that is 8 mark for that particular year. Now we also have another question, which is a NECO past question as well, and this one is not yet in a tabular form. I told that in a certain year, the government of a certain state bought 480 cars. 180 were Peugeot, 108 were Datsun, 72 were Ford, 56 were Toyota, and the rest were Volkswagen. So we have to represent the information above on a pie chart. So you can see that the question is not given in a tabular form. So that means they can also present the question like this. So your whole is to now make sure that you represent the information in a tabular form. And we have been told the number of cars that we had. There were 480 cars and different model or different version of them. So what do? Draw a table or represent this in a tabular form. So we have draw like this. Then the first year we have been having cars. Here you'll be having the number of cars. Then you'll be having sectorial angles. So cars are the different version of cars. Here we have Peugeot. So you write Peugeot, and the number of Peugeot there is 180. But before we do that, I think we have a Datsun again. We have a Ford. Then we have a Toyota. Then we have a Volkswagen. So you write all the cars involved like this. Then for the number of Peugeot, we have 180. Datsun we have a 108. For Ford 72. For Toyota we have a 56. But we are not giving the number of Volkswagen. We are not giving, so they want us to find that. But we are giving the total number of cars the government bought. So total number of cars were 480. So we can use that to find the number of Volkswagen, because we are told that the rest were Volkswagen. So add all this number together, then remove it from 480. That will give us a 64. So that means we have 64 Volkswagen that were bought also. Then now that we have been able to get this, we can now present all this number of cars in a sectorial into a sectorial angles, because that's what we are going to use to draw our pie chart. So, and we know the formula for doing that. It is the frequency divided by total frequency multiplied by 360 degrees. So the frequency for Peugeot is 180 divided by 480, which is the total number of cars, times 360, that gives us 135. Then for Datsun, his own sectorial angle is 108 over 480 divided by times 360 degrees, and that gives us 81 in degrees. Next one is 72 divided by 480 times 360, that gives us a 54. Next one is 56 divided by 480 times 3, that gives us 42. And the last one is 64 divided by 480 times 3, that gives us 48 degrees. And don't forget to add the angles together, and that gives us 360 as well if you add this together. Now that we have gotten this table, next thing is to draw a pie chart. Draw your circle with your compass, and after drawing your circle, then take a pencil and a ruler and draw a radius from the center of the circle to the circumference. So draw a radius like this, then your protractor will now start the work from here. So take your protractor and place it on inside the circle like this, and make sure that the center of the protractor is at the center of the circle as well, and this black line, horizontal line here, is also on the radius that you have drew as well, or drawn rather. So from here now, what do you do next? You now start reading your angle one after the other. The first one is 135 degrees, so you start from 0, so 135, this is 130, then is 135 degrees. So you pick a point there, remove your protractor, then draw a radius. So then the angle there will be 135 degrees, which is for Peugeot. The next one, place your protractor on it as well, mind the center of the protractor and the circle, then your radius should be on the black line. Then the next angle is 81, from 0 to 81, this is 80 here. Then the next line is 81, make a point here. So this 80, then 81 should be here. Then remove your protractor, take your ruler and your pencil and draw a straight line there, and that will represent the sector for that zone, and that is 81 degrees. The next one is 54, which is Ford. Then take your protractor as well, then this will serve as your radius now. Then place your protractor like this, minding the center of the circle and the center of the protractor, then the radius also like this. Then you can now read your 54 degrees, which is 50 is here, then 54 should be next 4 lines after 50. Then make a dot outside here, remove your protractor like this, then draw a radius down, that will give us this, and from there the angle here will be angle for 54 degrees, and that will be for Ford. The next one is 42, which is Toyota. Then take your protractor as well, put your protractor here inside the circle, and then make sure that it is placed like this. Then you can see the way it is placed, that the horizontal line is on the radius and the center of the circle is also minded. Excuse me, you can read your angle. 42 degrees is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is 40. The next two line will be 42. Make a point outside here, then remove your protractor, then you draw your radius down. So that will give us the angle here to be 42 degrees, which is for Toyota. So if you have done every other thing perfectly well, then this one should be perfect as well without measuring it. If you like, can measure. So just mark the angle there, which is 48 degrees, and label it Volkswagen. So this is the pie chart that represents this information, and that is for NECO 214, question number 1A. Now this is another NECO question, and this one is also a question given to them in NECO 206 on pie chart. So we are giving this information. The data below shows the number of students that represented a government secondary school in a mathematics competition. We have juniors GS1 to SS3, and the number of students that participated. Represent this information on a pie chart and solve this question. So I want you to pause this video, then take your time and create the sectorial angle, then draw the pie chart. Then after you might have done it, then you can now pause, play the video and see whether what you get is the same thing as what I got as well. So do that, and so as to help you evaluate yourself, or know that whether you are doing you understood what you are talking about or not. So pause the video and do that. So by now I believe that you are done now. Then let's do it together. The first thing we'll do is that we need to add all this number together to know the total number of students that is involved. I think there are 90 if you add this together. Then you can now create this table to give us a sectorial angle. Then extend this table here so that you can have our sectorial angle. Then to have our sectorial angle, we have a 12 over total number of students is 90 times 30, that gives us 48 degrees, which I hope you got that right. The next one, you have 40 over 90 times 30, that gives us 56 degrees. I hope you got it right also. 24 over 90 times 3, that gives us 96 degrees. I hope you got that right. 16 over 90 times 3 equals 64. I hope you got that right also. Then 13 over 90 times 3, that gives 52 degrees. I want to believe you got that also right. The last one is 11 over 90 times 3, that gives us 44 degrees. I hope you got everything right. Add all this angle together and make sure that it gives you 360 degrees. So I want to believe that you did this actually right. The next thing is to draw the pie chart by drawing a circle with your compass. So draw a circle like this with your compass. Then the first thing to do is I want to use this aesthetic as my own center. Then draw a radius first, and I'm going to use my protractor to read the angle. So draw a radius first like this, then place your protractor on this and read your angle 48 degrees. Remove the protractor and draw a radius. You're going to have something like this. I have a 48 degrees there, label it 48, and that is GS1. So I've already done this already, so I'm not going to do it the way I've been doing others for you, that I've been showing you how to place the protractor. I want you to do it by yourself so that to know whether you know it or not. So the next thing is to place your protractor also on this, inside this circle. Make sure that the center of the protractor is also in the center of the circle, and mind this new radius. Then measure angle 56 degrees. Then if you measure it, then you draw a straight radius, that gives us another angle there, 56 degrees, that represents GS2. Your protractor again inside the circle, mind the center, and then let the base of the protractor be on this radius here. Then measure angle 96 degrees, that should end here. Place your ruler and the pencil and draw a straight line. Mark the angle, that's 96 degrees, that's GS3. The next one is 64 degrees. Place your protractor and make sure that the base is on this radius here, and you mind the center. You measure angle 64 degrees, that should end here, that will be 64, that's for SS1. Then 52 degrees, place your protractor again, measure angle 52 degrees, and that end here, that gives us 52 for SS2. And the last one is SS3, which is 44 degrees, which you don't need to measure, but if you want to know whether you are right or wrong, you can measure it and see whether you've got 44 degrees. So that's the pie chart for that you have to draw. Then B part, you have to find the probability that a student pick at random is in SS1. So this video is not to teach you probability, although I have a video that I'm already preparing for probability, so it's going to come out very soon. Please watch out for the video. I'm going to just find the probability here, and we'll go away from here. So the probability of picking a student from SS1 is the total number of students in SS1 is 16 over total outcome, which is 90. So that will give us 16 over 90. So probability of a student in SS1 is 16 over 90, which is going to give us 0.17 as that. So that's solution for that NECO 2006 question number 1 in NECO. And you have seen that it's very simple in preparing. So the next thing you're going to be doing now is how can we interpret already prepared pie chart. Sometimes you may be given a pie chart that has been drawn, and they now want you to use the pie chart to answer some question. It's very common in objective part of the question, in JAMB, and so on and so forth. And you're going to be solving some of these questions now. For the first one here, this is a GCSE pass question, international exam. The pie chart shows the color of 32 bits. How many green bits are there? So you can see that we have 32 bits, and they have already drawn the pie chart for us, and they have already marked the angle for green. You can see that this angle here is a right angle which represents 90 degrees. So they want to know how many bits represent this green. So we know the sectorial angle, which is 90, but we don't know the number of bits in it. It's because we are not the one that prepared the pie chart. So what do you do? What do you think we need? We need the formula for finding sectorial angle in order to do this. And the formula for finding sectorial angle is the value of the item, which is what we are looking for. Because they want us to find how many green bits are there. So that's the value of bit, which is what we are looking for. Then sum of all the bits is what? 32 bits. And the sectorial angle for green is what? Is 90 degrees. So if you put that into the formula, we have 90. Okay, I said let y be the number of green bits. So you'll be having the 90 is equals to y, which is representing the number of green bits that we are looking for, over total number of bits is 32 times 360 degrees. So 32, you can reduce this. Okay, you can just multiply y, can multiply 360, that gives us 360y over 32. You can cross multiply from there, that gives us 360y times equals to 90 times 32 divided both sides by 360, that gives us y equals to this. Then y will be equals to 8 bits if you simplify it further. So that means the number of green bits are 8 bits. So that's one of the questions that could be given to us to interpret. Everything still fall back on the formula for finding sectorial angle. Look at this also. We are told that the pie chart shows the colors of cars in a car park. Then we are told that what is the most common color in the most common color of the car in the park. So we are given the car and color of the cars and their sectorial angles as well. So what do you think will be the common color of the car in the park? Of course, you should know that the higher the higher the sectorial angle, the higher the number of cars in the involved. So the highest sectorial angle is 100 degrees. So that means the common car there will be black cars. Then from the color recorded, what is the least common color? Of course, that means the least common color will be the color with the least sectorial angle, which should be 45 degrees. So that would be red cars. So that's a simple question for GCSE past question as well, which is common in objective question in math, in WAEC and NECO or JAMB. Another question says that we have a bag containing red, white and black counters. The pie chart shows information about the counters in the bag. So we have white, we have red and we have black. So you have given the angle for sectorial angle for red is 120 and the sectorial angle for white is 90 degrees. And we can always find the sectorial angle for black since we only have 3 colors. So that means if you add this and this together, remove this from 360, that gives us the sectorial angle for black. So let's see what they want us to find. What fraction of the counters are white? Give your answer in the simplest form. So they want us to find what fraction of the counters are white. So but if you read the question down, where we don't know the total number of counters, but if you read the question down, you discover that there are 24 counters in the bag. So we know the total number of counters in the bag, which is 24 bags. So 24 counters rather in the bag. So that will help us to do what we are looking for. So if there are 24 counters in the bag, and the first thing to do is that we want us to find the fraction of the counters that are white. So what fraction of the counters are white? That's the question now. So we need to know the number of counters that are white first before we can find the fraction of it. So how do you know the number of white counters? That means you need to use the formula. So sectorial angle is the value of the item over some of the values of the item times 360, and we know the sectorial angle for white, which is 90 degrees, and we know the total number of counters in the bag, which is 24. So that means the formula become 90 equals to the value of white that we are looking for, or the number of counters in white rather, over 24 times 360 degrees. So 24 can go in 360, that gives us 15. 15 times x gives us 15, divide both sides by 15, that gives us x to be 6. So we have 6 white counters here. So 6 white counters, so they want us to find the fraction of the counters that are white. So that would be 6 out of what, 24, which is something that's 1 out of 4. Then what fraction of the counters are red? So what counters that are red? So we need to know the number of counters that are red first before we can find a fraction as well. So the same formula, we have sectorial angle to be 120. So you have 120 equals to x, which is the number of counters that are looking for that are red, over 24 times 360. 24 can go in 3, that gives us 15. 15x equals 120 divided by 15, that gives us 8. So 8 counters are red also. So to know the fraction of the counters that are red, that will be 8 out of 24. That gives us a 1 over 3 as well for the fraction of counters that are red. Then work out how many counters that are black. So how many counters are black? So how do we do that? It's very simple. So since we know that 24 counters are in the whole bag, so 24 counters are in the bag, and we already know that 6 are white and 8 are red, and we are just having 3 colors. So how do we get the remaining that are black? So that will be addition of this, remove it from 24. So that should give us 24 minus 6 minus 8, that gives us 10. So 10 counters are black. So that's the solution to that question. Also, more question is coming our ways. We have that in this question we are given this pie chart, and it shows that a group of rugby fans who they supported. The pie chart are able to show the information below. So we have Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales and France, and their sectorial angle are given. So we want also use the pie chart to complete the table. So this question is very similar to the one of the questions that we have solved today in this video, but you're going to do it again and see what you are going to get. So in this place we are giving the sectorial angle for each of the team. Then we need to know the number of fans that are for each team. And the first thing is that we know the sectorial angle for all this except for Scotland, and we should know that all these angles are meant to add up to 360. So since this one is the only one missing there, you can always add this together and remove it from this to give us the number of spectator or supporter for Scotland. So, and to get all these values here, we need the formula to get all these values of fans or number of fans here. So like I told you, total number of fans using Ireland. So the number of fans using Ireland okay, something is missing, sorry. We only know we don't know the total number of fans. We are not giving, so that will be needed in the formula. So we don't know the total number of fans because we are only giving that 12 of them are Ireland. So we don't know the total number, we are not giving, so we need to find it. And how do we do that? Since we already know the sectorial angle for Ireland and we know the number of fans, so that means you have the sectorial angle which is 90, and we have the number of fans in Ireland, which is representing the value of Ireland, which is 12. So we can use that to find the sum of the values for all the fans, so times 360. So that means you can use this last information to get the total number of fans. So the total number of fans using Ireland is that will be total number of fans using Ireland. That will be 90 degrees, which is representing the sectorial angle for Ireland, equals to 12, which is the number of fans in Ireland over sum of all the fans times 360 degrees. From there, 12 will multiply 360, which is this, over x, cross multiply, that gives us 90 x equals to 4320. Divided by 90, s will be 48 fans. So that means all the total fans are 48 in number. And now that we know the total number of fans, then we can now use that to find whatever is missing. Now to get the Scotland, so okay, I left that one first. To get the number of fans in England, we use the sectorial angle, which is 120, equals to number of fans in England divided by 48, which is sum of all the fans, times 360. That gives us this. If you simplify, that gives us 16 fans. So we have 16 fans for England. Then for Wales, we have a sectorial, which is 45, equals to number of fans over 48 times 360. If you simplify that further as well, that should give us 6 fans for Wales also. Then also for the same thing, you have 45 degrees, so that means this one is also going to be 6. Then therefore for Scotland, the number of I think I've already to get the sectorial angle, that would be 360 minus 120 minus 45 minus 45 minus 90. That gives us sectorial angle, that gives us 60 degrees for Scotland. Then therefore also to get the number of fans also for Scotland, all you need to do is to add all these fans together, remove it from 48, which is the total fans there, and that should give us 8 fans as well. So we can see how we have been able to complete this table using this information diagram given to us and the formula for find the sectorial angle. So everything depends on the sectorial angle formula. If you really want to understand, if you really want to be able to solve question on the pie chart. More question on GCSE past question. 3 students stand in a school election. The pie chart shows the information about the vote received by N1, Bert, and Jake. So this is the pie chart. So the angle here is 90, this is 130. So we can find the angle here represented by X. Which student received the greatest number of votes? So we can know that by, if you understand the angle here, then we know the number, the student that have the greatest number of votes. Then how do we find the angle for Jake? We know that the sum of the angle is supposed to give us 360. So to find the angle for Jake, that would be 360 minus 90 minus 130, that gives us 140. So that means the angle here is 140, and 140 is more than 130 is more than 90. So that means Jake will have more votes because he has the highest sectorial angle. Then so that N1 received 255 votes. How many votes did the 3 students receive in total? So we have been given the vote that N1 got, and they want to use that to get the sum of all the votes for all 3 of them. So that depends on the formula for finding sectorial angle also. So we know the angular, and you know the sectorial angle for N1 is 90 degrees. So you'll be having 90 degrees equals to the vote for N1, which is 225 divided by total votes we are looking for times 360. So we'll be having 90 equals to 225 over y times 360. If you simplify this, multiply this over y, cross multiply, you have this. Then divide both by 90, you have your y to be 900. So there's 900 votes for all the 3 of them. So that's solution for that question as well. So we have more question also still on the GCSE past question and related to objective question in Nigeria and the JAMB question. The pie chart shows how the students of a primary school travel to school each day. So some travel by walking, by some take bus, some took cars. So the head teacher says exactly 2/3 of the students walk to school. Is the head teacher correct? Explain your answer. So the head teacher said that 2/3 of the whole students walk to school. Is that true or wrong? So how do we know? We need to verify. So 2/3 of the whole angle, the sum of angle in the circle is what 360, which is the sum of the angle we are supposed to get. So some of them is 360 degrees. So if you find 2/3 of 360 degrees, will it give us 130 degrees? So if 2/3 of 360 degrees give us 230 degrees, then that means it's right. But if not, that means it's wrong. So let's verify that. So some of the angle is 360 degrees. Then this angle represents walk. So let's find 2/3 of 360 degrees. 3 can go in 360, that give us 120 times 2, that gives us 240 degrees. And you can see that 240 does not correspond with 230 degrees. So 240 is not equal to 230 degrees. So that means the headmaster was incorrect, was wrong about his statement. So it was wrong. So that's the solution to that question. Then the last question we are going to be talking about this video on pie chart is that the pie chart shows the holiday destination of 60 people, and some of them travel to Italy, Portugal, Spain, and France with their sectorial angle given accurately. So draw a bar chart to represent this information. So like I told you that we are representing the information on the pie chart, which we also did in previous video by presenting those information on the bar chart. So any information given to you to represent on bar chart, you can also represent on a pie chart. Any information given to you on pie chart can also represent on the bar chart as well. That's why you are meant to check watch the 2 videos very well and see the connection between them. Now let's see, before we can represent this on the bar chart, we need to first of all know the values of the people that travel to each of these countries, since they already gave us their sectorial angle, and we cannot use this to plot the bar chart. So we need to know the value or the frequency of each of the people that travel to each of this country. So what do? You use your formula. The sectorial angle is equal to value of item over sum of all values times 360 degrees. So we start with Italy. The sectorial angle is 90 degrees, equals to the value of a number of people that travel to Italy, which is represented by y over total number of people is 60 times 360 degrees. 60 can go into 360 was 6. So you have 6y equals to 90. Now y will be 15 degrees. So we have 15 people that travel to Italy. Next one for France, you do the same thing. We have for Portugal, triangle is 60 degrees equals to y over 60 times 360 degrees. So that will give us 10 as the people that travel to Portugal. Then for Spain, triangle is 72 equals to y over 60 times 360 degrees. Simplify, that will give us 12. Then for the last one, which is France, that 138 equals to y over 60 times 360 degrees. Then simplify that gives us 23 people, which if you put in a tabular form like this, destination, these are the destination, the number of people for each of them now we have there. So everything had up to 60 people that were given. So in this case, now this tabular form, table now we can use that to draw our bar chart. And to draw our bar chart, we know that we need our y-axis, which need to be scaled properly. And so I've already scaled my y-axis based on the graph given to us. I explained that in our previous video on bar chart. If you don't know how to do that, please check our video in the previous video. Then from here now, we can now start to draw our bar one after the other. Make sure that you leave the same space in between the rectangular bar. For the first one, we have the Italy to 15. So draw a straight line to 15. So that means the mid from you can see 14 to 15 is you have 14 to 16. That means the middle will be 15. Then draw your two rectangular bar. Then you close it at the top. So that represents Italy. Then the next one, the frequency is 10. So that means I'm going to, you can see that I left a box here. So I'm going to leave another box if I draw the next rectangular bar. So you can see I draw a straight line to 10, and they close it here, then at the top close it here as well. So that for Portugal. For Spain, frequency is 12. So I will leave another one block if I draw another one. So 12. So draw a rectangular bar like this to 12 at the frequency. That represents Spain. Then for France, which is the last one, is 23. So you leave another one bar, another block, and you draw 23 here. You can see like this here. You can see that represents the France as well. So this is the, and don't forget to label it. This will be Italy, label this one to be Portugal, Spain and France. So this is the bar chart that represents this information. You can see that the same information represented on the bar chart was also represented on the pie chart, so which is possible. So that is everything I have for yours on the pie chart, and I want to believe that you have learned one or two things on this in this video on pie chart, and you can use that as a guide to help yourself when you are giving questions on the pie chart, and as you prepare for external examination or internal examination as well. And please, before we go, and I believe that this video has really helped you in understanding how to draw pie chart or interpret pie chart question. But before we go, please, if you are to subscribe to the channel, please subscribe right away, and make sure you share this video with your people out there, students out there, on the group, on social media, the platform that you've done so. And we are going to be talking about the frequency table in our next video, and that will help us to know other statistical tools for showing data, such as Instagram and others like that. So those ones we are going to be needing a frequency table to be able to do those ones. So I'm going to start with the frequency.